Hello and welcome to another episode of DCU Daily. And we are back with a ton of news, as we always do, and probably a lot more than that, too. We've got some, theories, some speculation that we got to do, as we always have. Of course, we're going to get into your comments as well. We got into a bit of a Bane off before the show started. Maybe Bane will make an appearance. Maybe he won't. John liked to hang out in the dark. He was born in it. He was molded by it, as it were. Superman is the big news of the day. The marketing behind Superman is set to pick up in a big way, and that's going to be the topic of the day. So to do that and so much more, of course, John, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm with this, with this month starting watching my horror movies. I'm ahead of my schedule kind of sort of for the time being with my personal videos, so I'm doing relatively okay. So, I'm good.
Okay, all right. So the gist is that you're doing good. That's good. And yeah, as Manolo says, hit that like button on your way in. Sorry we got a little late behind schedule. There's a bit of the COVID going around the house, so gotta make sure that we're taking care of the folks here. What was
Yeah.
that ringtone?
Yeah, just like I opened the thing to
How
the wrong
unprofessional of
thing.
you. Okay,
I
I'm
know.
just
I
kidding.
just
I'm
somebody.
just
I'm
kidding.
sorry. My dad was like, "Are you recording right now?" I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta tell them I'm recording, so they don't
Yeah,
burst into the,
yeah,
pull the old Timmy's dad of,
yeah.
hey, I'm respecting your privacy by knocking, but I'm using my authority as a parent by coming in anyway." And then so
Yeah, no, I can relate to that. All right, John. Well, let's kick things off with a little bit of downer news, if anything. But the
well,
Joker
something's
Folie
going
do.
down, and
Yes,
that's the
something is
rating
going
for
down.
the Joker Folie deal.
It's down to 53%. So I know that the other day we were talking about it and it dropped from like 63, 64% at 50 reviews, and it got like 59 reviews and it was down to like 59%. Now it's got
Yeah.
74 reviews. The movie isn't out yet. No, notice that the movie isn't currently released to everybody yet. The only people reviewing this are the critics who got to see it early or who went to one of those IMAX screenings like you did and Liz did earlier this week, and we talked about it on the show, on
Yes.
Monday's show. So if you guys want to go back and watch that spoiler-free review, you can. Now, after that, of course, a lot of critics who didn't get an early screening went and did their reviews, so that number shot up from 50 reviews to 74. And now with those extra 24 reviews added in, the rating has dropped like a full 11%. It was 64% at its highest, and now it's down to 53. Do you think this is a problem for this movie? That it's only a day away from like tomorrow, people can go watch it in previews. With a 53% score, do you think it's going to hurt the box office for this opening weekend of a Joker for All You Do?
I think it'll still get a lot of box office because there's also like the, any publicity is good publicity. And I feel like, oh, it's getting, bad reviews. Oh, like what is this? Intrigued. I'm intrigued with this. And then they'll, go and watch it. But at the same time, it's like, who really cares about Rotten Tomatoes? Like, in all honesty, like, I don't, even like general audiences, I don't really see them being like, oh, yeah, I saw the Rotten Tomatoes score. They'll be like, I saw the first movie. This looks interesting. Let's go see this one. And that's essentially what it is. I think people are still excited, they're still intrigued with this. I think it'll probably be lower than its projections, but I still think that it will still make, it's not going to make a billion, but I think it's going to make its money back, and I think it's, maybe double or triple its budget, but nothing. I think if I were to guess, it would probably be like 600 to 700 million by the end of its run. Nothing crazy, but like still, like, I think it'll have a good amount because I think this is just going to be a hard mixed. Um, I think like a definitely like a like because yeah, the first one had like controversy, but for the most part, people liked it. It was like mixed to positive. This one, I think it'll be like straight down the middle. You have a ton of people that'll hate it, and then you'll have a ton of people that'll love it, and that's gonna cause stuff on the internet, and it'll get people talking, it'll get word of mouth, all that stuff. um And so I don't know. I just don't think this will be a major detriment or anything. I think Zelda's very excited for it.
I know, Zelda, you're gonna go see Joker Folie do? Yeah, Madness of Two. It's like you and me and this little cute toy. Well, I mean, Dorpy making a good point. What is that saying? The sequel isn't better than the original. It's a fair point. I mean, the ratings for this are
I
definitely.
personally think it is, but that's just me.
But that's the thing. The first movie was so divisive. Do you think that this being even more divisive than the first one, is that going to be a problem now?
I
That
don't
I
think
mean,
it
the
will
first one
be.
didn't hurt it, but like I imagine at 53%. I mean, yes, Batman v Superman had a score of like what 30 something percent, if not lower, and it still made 900 million almost. So
Yeah.
it's possible movies can make a lot of money, but I mean, the opening weekend for that movie was like 100 and something odd $1 million. Joker 2 is probably not going to make 100 million at the opening weekend. The first one did, and it got close. The opening weekend is really where a lot of this, kind of comes from. So oh, I'm getting nudged. I'm like wondering if okay, I'm wondering if the opening weekend is gonna, be hurt by the reviews so far that we're getting on this. Um, they've done a lot, that as much as they can on the marketing, but 53% is not a good number. Like I'd imagine that that's going to have an effect of some kind. Like, what are your predictions for what the opening weekend is going to look like at this point?
I don't think it'll make 100 million. I don't think. I mean, it's not going to be like Crow levels or Megalopolis levels of bad.
I
I
mean,
think maybe
Formula
like
terrible. So
so I don't think it's gonna reach that point. I think like maybe 50 to 75 million, maybe.
yeah,
Like maybe 50. I'll like curb it and say 50, 60. Let's go with 50 to 60. I think that's a
yeah,
good like number.
yeah. 50-60 is not bad. I mean, as long as if it keeps it up, like it needs to have legs, which means at this point it needs a good word of mouth. Like people need to love this movie, otherwise it might really be dead on arrival. And Akash, look, you've got a Superman symbol on your logo, but you're right. As a fan of DC, if this is like the eighth flop in a row, it's gonna be. I mean, although I don't think it's the eighth in a row because the Batman came out, of course, and that was a hit clearly.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't call it eighth in a row, but yes, it would be one of several in recent years. So yeah, I mean, it could hurt the brand, but then again, we've got lots more coming up. So I'm looking forward to it. Um, the Watchers like lolling. I think the appearance by Zelda has stolen all the attention because Zelda likes to command all that attention, right, Zelda? Yeah, Zelda's the star of the
Yeah, I
show.
mean, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I'm not gonna act like this like need going by what the Watcher is saying.
Yeah.
I don't think it needed a sequel either, but like again ignoring like my personal thoughts about the film again. If you don't know, I really liked it. I liked it more than the first one. Both are very good movies. Yeah, I am still in the camp that I didn't think it needed a sequel, but I would have rather gotten a sequel from Todd Phillips starring Joaquin than like fucking like a Jonathan Liebsman or a Len Wiseman that just come in, don't know what they're fucking doing, and give us like Sony villain levels like movie that has like no vision, no anything, and it's just crap. At least this like this just comes from the fact of it's either you like the vision or you don't, I think, and that's fine. That's how a lot of movies are. Um there's like I think there's just the camp of like, okay, I'm not down with this vision, but like, it's just not for me. I don't think this is gonna be all that great, and it wasn't that great, or whatever people are saying. I just have a hard time wrapping my head around like, oh yeah, this is a poorly made movie. Like I like there's a lot of movies where I'm like, I watch it and I'm like, okay, I could totally see like how this people would hate this movie. Like the first one that comes to mind is like Halloween Ends. Like everyone like fucking hated that movie, and I understand why. It does a lot of dumb shit in that movie, but I still enjoyed it for what it was and what it like tried to do, but it like failed miserably on a lot of those aspects. That's what I like. I don't see that with this. Like I could see like, oh, you don't like this iteration of Harley Quinn, or you don't think you didn't like how it was like that, like Joker heavy or whatever, whatever it is, but I can't like wrap my head around people being like, oh yeah, this is a poorly made like movie. Like I can't like I'm not saying it's a bad thing if you hate this movie. It's not. If you hate this movie, that's fucking cool with me, man. That's okay. I don't mind that. Like you can love or hate whatever you love. I don't want to yuck people's yum. I don't want to yuck people's yuck either. In terms of hating on hating and all that. So if you hate this movie, that's cool. That's fine. Like discussion. That's what we love at Oh So Curious and DCU Daily. Always up for discussion. But it's just like it's kind of like I can't like it just comes down to the fact of like I can't wrap my head around like people saying this is a poorly made movie. So I can't really, think of it like that. I can't think of this as a bad movie, like in terms of like the behind the scenes, the technical aspects, like the writing, the direction, the cinematography, the acting, like that. I can't like wrap my head around that fact. But again, if you don't, that's fine. But like, I just can't, you know, like just see what people are like, because I've seen a bunch of people that are like, oh yeah, this is a bad movie. This is a poorly made movie. I'm like, I don't see that. But like, cool, you don't like it, fine. But like, I just can't see that. It
No, I
just
mean,
makes no sense
and
to me.
nobody's saying. I mean, look, this movie is got some of the best craftsmen in the director's chair, in front of the camera, in the lighting department and the camera department. It's one of those things where when you look at those James Bond movies with Daniel Craig, regardless of whether you agree with the vision of that Bond and what Daniel Craig's James Bond became, one thing that you have to admire is that they had some of the best people in the world working on all sides of those projects, from the
Mm-hmm.
directors to like the people like the cinematographers, to the people who were making the music, the opening song, the title credit songs, the actors in the movies, the locations, everything, the editing, the sound design. It was top notch, right? So regardless of whether whether you think Daniel Craig is the best Bond or not, you have to agree that those Bond movies were well made. And I think that's what really true with this movie. Regardless of whether you agree with the subject matter or you don't think it was executed well, from a storytelling standpoint, you have to look at it and say, look, visually, this thing is a marvel. They really stepped up their game from the first film, and the budget that they were given, they put that money to good use. So and then Derpy kind of responding to the Watcher's comment, saying the sad thing, Watcher, is that nobody, aka the casual observer, knows nothing or understands the difference in the projects. Most don't even know Gunn is in charge now for DC. That's something that people will become more aware of over time. You gotta have to let people catch up with the idea that there's different iterations of these characters that are not all in the same universe. I just over this past weekend had somebody tell me like, okay, so oh yeah, no, this Joker movie is not really part of that other universe. It's kind of all confusing. I'm like, yeah, they're doing a few different things. The new DCU is going to be its own thing, and yes, there will always be people who won't necessarily get that or will walk in thinking it's part of something bigger. There's still people who are. I mean, for example, Liz the other day, she was like, why couldn't they tie up the Batman into the Joker storylines, right? And Liz had a good point, but ultimately they're two very different visions and they don't have much to do with each other, and that's good too. I mean, it's not, we're only like a good 20 years removed from a time when there wasn't a cinematic universe. That wasn't a concept, right? Before 2008, that wasn't a thing at all. Like most of the time, it was a rare occurrence, and it's a very special moment when we got like a crossover between two heroes. Even in animation, it was rare. It was such a cool thing when growing up. I saw like Superman show up in Batman the animated series and vice versa. I was like, oh my god, like what's there in the same thing? So that concept is relatively new, and I think when it comes down to it, for people going in and watching Joker 2, enjoy it for what it is. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you love it, you love it. The 53% Rotten Tomato score is a problem, in my opinion. It's probably going to drive down the opening weekend, but we'll see how far it gets. It's going to have legs. If people love it, if that audience score is really high, that's
I
going
have
to, help. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
have a feeling it'll be in like the 70s, maybe
yeah,
60s, 70s. I don't think it'll be super high like the first movie, but I still think it'll get there. It'll get like good stuff from audiences. I don't think it. I mean, sure, you're gonna have plenty of people that are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, fucking sucked, man. That fucking sucked."
yeah,
And then, but yeah, I think most people are. I think you're still gonna have like a good amount of people that'll really like
yeah,
these movies.
yeah. And I mean that's what matters at the end, right? That's what matters at the end. Um, Yeah, by the way, Ron adding to the conversation. And Ron, I think you've got a good point, and you're hinting at exactly what I've been talking about, that it's projected to make roughly half of what the first movie made on its opening weekend. And even overall, it might make half as much. I don't think this is going to make $1 billion, but even
No,
if it
it's
is somewhere
definitely not.
between, I think if it crosses 500 million, they're profitable. That's all they can ask for, right?
Hmm.
Um, and it's not going to be one of the most profitable movies ever made for Warner Brothers, like the first one was. But if it makes money, it makes money. And at the end of the day, if the opening weekend is like half, like let's say 45, 48 million, because the original made like 96 million, it's not going to kill the movie if it has legs. Like if
Yeah.
people go back
So
and watch it again, then it will hopefully
yeah.
not crash and burn. That's
So
yeah,
the domestic opening for Joker was 96 million, a little bit more. But yeah, it was that's what that was. So like yeah, I feel like 45 to 50. I think anywhere from like 45 to 60 million is like a good rough estimate in terms of that. So yeah, I think that's a I'm being optimistic with 60 million, but I would see it like maybe
yeah,
making 50 or 45.
right. It would have had the potential to do that in a higher end number if it had better reviews. But you know what? Let's see what it does. We're only a day away before the movie is finally available for all of us to go see. I did not see the early screening, so that's going to be how I'll be able to see it, is at least tomorrow, if not the day after on Friday. I'm sorry, man. I was busy. I was busy. I
No
was
excuse. You call yourself and get out of here with that.
Hey, I was celebrating a very special birthday this weekend, and I think that for me took priority over going to watch Joker. But I will get a chance. And you know what? For a lot of us out there, you might have had a busy weekend, you might have had other plans, but Joker Folie Deux is coming out tomorrow. You guys can go check it out in the movie theater. Let us know what you think about it if you haven't already seen it. And if you have, then drop your comments down below or go check out a spoiler-free review from Monday. And on Friday, we're going to do a full spoiler review so you guys can come back around for the Also Curious show alongside DCU Dailies. The DCU Daily part of the show, we're going to just review Joker Folie Do with all the spoilers in the world. So, um, Temple saying, not gonna lie, I know it may sound bad, but I don't care whether Joker 2 makes money or not, whether it's good or not. I am tired of Joker and want to see other Batman villains, but if it succeeds, I won't be mad either. Hey,
I
good point.
I hope it
Good point.
succeeds enough that it makes money and people will be like still into like DC on the movie side, because DC on the fucking TV side is fucking killing it right now. We're gonna be getting into that soon enough with Penguin and all that. So I think like DC TV fucking killing it out, because I mean even though I hated Cape Crusader, fucking people loved it. So they've been killing it. So they're doing a really good job. So ooh, that's a tough one. I would say Megalopolis is a little bit better. If I had to choose, I would say because like Joker Folie do I give like an 8.5. Megalopolis, I'd give like 8.5, 9. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards 9 now. I initially gave an 8.5, and now 9. But that's beside the point. So yeah, I think I want this to like make its money back and make a profit, but not so much that Warner Brothers will want to make a third movie, because I think it ends perfectly. I think it ends full circle with what Todd Phillips was going for. I think it really worked. I really liked what it did. And the thing is, if you make a like, I understand like everyone said that this was unnecessary, but like, okay, well, we fucking got it. Like whether you like it or not, we fucking got it. Sorry. So it's there. But it is. It does. Todd Phillips when he reads the critic reviews of Joker Folie and Deux. But yeah, so I want it to be successful enough, but like not enough where we'll get a Joker 3. And I don't think after the reviews, and it's probably not going to make as much money. I don't think we're going to get a Joker 3 because, and to be fair, it doesn't. This case, it really doesn't need it, and I think Todd Phillips kind of did that perfectly. Of like, okay, I'm gonna really make sure that we're not gonna get another fucking movie out of this. So there's that.
Did he do the Wachowski move with the Matrix Resurrections? That's what.
Well, look how that turned out. So like,
Josh is calling you out. He's like, John, you must be an alien to be able to understand what the actual hell that was, Megalopolis.
I'll get into it on Friday when we fucking talk about it.
That's hilarious. But hey, it's good to see.
Nanu, motherfucker.
Joker 2 is finally here. It's finally here. And yeah, Temple, you're asking, hey, you came in late, but thanks for joining us. Yes, we will get into the marketing campaign for Superman news in a few minutes. We were just getting through a few of the other news items from the day, and then we'll get into our main story, which is talking about the Superman marketing and what Warner Brothers has planned for that. Let's see, one other comment. Okay, so a quick question from Derpy. What's your personal choice for both of us? For Jon Stewart, personally, for Derpy, it's going to be Stephen James. I think Aaron Pierre is the best option. I think Aaron Pierre is the way to go. Like, what do you think, John?
I being on this show, people have converted me. Now I'm Aaron Pierre supremacy. That's where we're at now.
You've already given him his own Born Identity movie. It's like the Aaron Pierre supremacy.
Yeah, Aaron Pierre Master Race. Yeah, so like I think he would do it. I think he would be really good. I think all three, the other one being Kelvin Harrison Jr., who is kind of rumored. And they'll be cheap because I remember I was reading an article where they're like, oh, Josh Brolin was too expensive, so they went with fucking C-list Kyle Chandler, who was cheap. And I'm like, oh, ouch. I mean, you're probably not wrong, but like, damn.
That's ouch. Todd Phillips looks so angry. Yeah, you know what? In that image, he's contemplating. He's not angry. He's contemplating. But yeah, as far as news on the Discord server, Temple, we are working on it. You guys have been requesting it. So yes, we are working on it. We will have that up and ready, hopefully, before we get to December with Creature Commandos. So that's the goal right now. We'll keep you posted as we make some progress. But I've got the best people on our team cooking it up, and then we'll meet you guys over on Discord, and then if we get you on Discord, there will probably be an option for you guys to call in, and we can get you guys involved in these conversations live on air. That would be fun. I would be into that idea. So yeah, I mean, that's sidetracked a little bit, but yes. Hugo Millie in the chat. Hey Hugo, what's up? Right. Okay. We got lots of you guys. The Watcher is watching. Josh is in the chat. We have Temple, of course. Yeah. All right. Well, let's John. Sorry, Temple saying, "LOL, John about to be part of some debates on that server."
Probably.
Yes. You will be. You will be.
My husband. Wait, are you talking about me, Hugo? What the fuck?
I think so.
All right. Sure, I'll take it. Sure.
You're just getting hit on left and right. I'm like, where's Lenny at?
If only people in real life would actually do this.
Where's Lenny at?
No. Now we gotta. No, now it works.
No. I'm occupied. I am occupied. I am not open to offers. So it's all you, John.
I'm sorry. I had.
You're gonna get me in trouble. You're gonna get me in a lot of trouble.
Right here.
More catnip.
Are you supposed to be asleep?
John says you're supposed to be asleep.
We have a lot of fun here. Anyway,
yeah.
My cheeks are red from laughing, but like not. I'm not.
Anyway. I don't know what the reference was in Hugo Millie, but maybe Hugo Millie was talking about the penguin on the right there. The penguin. Let's talk about that for a quick second.
That is a face only a mother can love.
Such is the saying. And as far as the Penguin goes, it is currently sitting at number 1 as the number 1 series on Max top 10. I mean, Max is not as big as of a streaming service as Netflix, but it is,
It's something.
it's up there. It's up there. It's one of the biggest ones out there. See, a lot of people have, Max. They have Netflix. They have Disney Plus. Oh yeah. See, I told you she's awake. She's right behind me, isn't she? Yeah. It's you're gonna get me in trouble, man. Now Josh is just coming in with the triggers. He just wants to get you going on that.
Yeah.
Whole
Josh.
bit.
Megalopolis is the greatest movie to come out this year. What do you think about that, Josh? Josh, honka honka, motherfucker. Anyway.
Okay. Well, John, does it surprise you that the Penguin is the number 1 series on Max right now?
That's not surprising. Like, I just like the every time I hear about Penguin, it's just like this is the fucking greatest TV show to come out this year. Like everything. Like if we're talking about villain things that are associated with Batman, it's like Joker's way down here and Penguin's way fucking up here. This is like major dichotomy. This is Penguin is fucking like really like it's only 2 episodes and again number 1 and. Which, I mean, Peacemaker was also number 1 on Max, so that's not saying much, but, like,
But it was a number 1 show in the world. Like, overall viewership was number 1. So,
yeah. But, yeah, it's number 1 on Max. It's, the premiere has now racked up, like, 10 million domestic viewers across all platforms, and it's, like, outpacing every other fucking HBO show in a similar, like, time frame, like, when it got released like on that Thursday, Friday, kind of right before the weekend. So yeah. And I mean Sonic 3 looks fucking litty. That looks like we're finally getting fat Eggman or with Jim Carrey. Hello, Lenny. We're finally getting
Hello,
let's
Lenny.
hope James Marsden dies because fuck James Marsden. But that looks fucking awesome. Keanu just being fucking badass as always. I'm stoked for Sonic 3. So I'm with you, Walter. I don't know if it'll be my favorite movie either. I don't know if it'll be the best movie either, but it'll definitely be up there. I think this might be the best one out of the 3. So yeah. Condiment King directed by Ari Aster. Now that would be an interesting movie. It would be terrible, but it would be interesting.
It'd be so existential.
So existential, But yeah, I think that would be honestly, if Hugo Strange was played by Giancarlo Esposito, I wouldn't mind making him my husband. I know he's married, but like honestly, that guy's fucking awesome. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is just 2 episodes in. It's like solid like 9 for me so far. It's like it's good. Obviously like it could like totally shit the fucking bed. Like it could like Lenny has turned into Shrek, everybody. So a donkey anyway. But I think I'm just again, I'm just being silly right now. But this is a great show. It's a great show. I'm happy for it. I'm happy it's getting because like again, I didn't love the Batman, but I'm loving the Penguin because I guess it just stands like as a fact of time itself. It's like Batman villains will always be better than Batman, I guess.
But this is the thing, Matt Reeves, this is the reason why Batman is not in this TV show is because he wants to focus the movies on the character and his perspective.
Yeah, he would walk in and then like Penguin would be like, "Yeah, get out of here, you fucking emo," and then just like chuck him out the window.
Ozzy Cobby is here. Wow, Josh, calling the callbacks. Who's better, says Temple, Killer Moth or Condiment King? Also, who's more lame up? I think Condiment King is better. Killer Moth, by way of that, is lame.
I don't
And
know.
Ron wants
Killer.
to
I
see
will say,
Egghead in live
okay,
action.
you know what? Killer. I've heard. I remember Killer Moth, that episode of Teen Titans. They made him into like kind of a badass. So like Killer Moth can be litty. Not gonna lie, but I would say Condiment King's more lame, but more fun. Like you could like. I would love to see like an Elseworld story. I remember my friend and I were talking about this. I think somebody brought it up on the show too, where it was like just like a super serious, like going into the Matt Reeves. Uh, Honestly, I don't know if I could ever live up to Vincent Price, but I can try. Like Vincent Price is a god, and so I don't know if I could ever live up to him, but I could try. Um, but yeah, like a super serious like Matt Reeves, Todd Phillips-esque movie where it's just like Condiment King is like he like fucking fills the bodies with like condiments or something. Just like something so fucking like just so fucking like he fills an entire like there's like droplets of like what you think is blood and like but then like somebody like accidentally like gets it in their mouth. They're like, oh, it's ketchup? What the fuck? Or it's like another, it's like sriracha sauce. It's like at first it's like red like sauces, but then he like gets into like weirder ones. It's like and then there's mustard, and then there's relish, and then like mayonnaise, and then like maybe some other weird like aiolis. Um, so that could like chipotle ranch. Just really getting just like fit like just like filling up like all these bodies, and then like maybe he like is huddled in like a back room of like a fucking Stop and Shop or something, and then like
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
it's like a shootout. Like the end of the movie is like a shootout and a Stop and Shop, like Hot Fuzz, like that scene in
Dude,
Hot
you know what would
Fuzz.
be great is if it's like they basically reenact that Stone Cold Steve Austin beats up Booker T in a grocery store sequence from like the Attitude Era.
I don't know wrestling, so you're speaking Greek to me right now. I don't understand the reference.
I need to find him. Like, you know what? We're gonna do a live search on the air. We're gonna do this right now. So it's gonna be Stone Cold beats up Booker T GIF. If any of you guys are wrestling fans, I think you would appreciate that. Would be the perfect movie. Like wants a beer book, and he starts beating him up in the store. Okay, if you haven't already, you need to go check this out because this would be the perfect Stone, like Batman and Condiment King sort of a thing. It would be great.
No,
This
like
is
or
exactly
like
what the world needs
maybe
right now.
condiments. It like he puts like acid in it, so like you get shot with ketchup, but then you like dissolve.
See, right there, there it is, hot sauce, and then that's exactly what we need. This is what that movie could be. It could be just a brawl from the
Yeah,
Attitude
he could
Era
like
of professional
or he could like
wrestling.
torture people with like he puts like hot sauce in their eyes, or like he fills an IV with like relish and like sticks an IV in their veins, and then
Oh
their
God,
like
now you're
body
getting
turns
dark.
green, and it's just like and then they slowly die over when they have chunky relish throughout their veins. That would be a really fucked up way to die, but you know what?
Ron remembers it. Ron knows what I'm talking about, and Josh is into it. Well, and Lenny's inviting Fiona for a pint. I mean, hey, that would be a fun
Oh,
conversation, I'm sure. Oh, they already made a date. That's great. That's great. I need to talk to Fiona about this. Temple is like he shoots mustard on Batman. Sounds like something that could go in so many weird ways. That's great. That's great. Fiona's funny for an American.
that's an
Okay,
interesting.
the chat's just going off the
Now we're
rails.
putting Fiona on blast
I,
right now. Like
that's
that's
this
real
is
interesting.
yeah. You know what? We're gonna pivot.
We're gonna move past this.
As Ross might say. So James Gunn recently, congrats. This is a smaller story, but I wanted to touch upon this. And it's significant in the sense that, Ana Neguera has sort of burst onto the scene over the past year as being a significant power player over at DC. She's not only written Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, she's now working in the Teen Titans script, a live action Teen Titans movie. And she's one of James Gunn's favorite writers and one of his favorite people in the world, as he says there in this post.
This chick better fucking cure cancer at this point, because I swear to God, if Woman Woman of Tomorrow and Teen Titans just completely suck ass, and it's a writing problem, that'll be. I don't want to see it, but it'll be kind of hilarious. But
Yeah.
yes, we appreciate Dan's lovely smile. So
Thank you, Lenny. Thank you. I really appreciate the comment. But yeah. Oh, Ray J is like, does Condiment King carry Chick-fil-A sauce? That's great. That
honestly,
would be a
he's a
perfect
villain, so it would make sense that he's homophobic. So he would probably carry Chick-fil-A sauce. So so it makes
That's
sense.
great.
It makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's exactly how they will get the product placement, because they'll be like, we oh, and Caleb's like, lol, just popping into chat and it's looking like an episode of Love is Blind.
And also, I'm gonna say something controversial, Lenny. All beer tastes like piss, at least to me.
Oh,
I'm a frilly mixed drink boyo, so if I drink, that is. I don't really drink that much, so most liquor tastes like shit to me. So,
hey, Fiona agrees with you. It looks like in the chat.
Honestly, I think breakfast wins. I think that's the real winner here. Like, do you agree? Like, get some eggs, get some sriracha sauce, not ketchup. Anybody who puts ketchup on eggs, there's a special place in hell waiting for you. But if you eat Tabasco sauce or sriracha sauce, I could see that on an egg. Get a. I think that would be cool. But like, I think breakfast wins. That's what I'm saying. In terms of Condiment King versus Egghead.
Hey, Nelson's in the chat. Yo, man, how you been? Nelson and I used to work together back in the day at Best Buy, and I know he's doing really well for himself, and it's great that he's checking us out on the channel. And yeah, I mean, hey, he says Superman's gonna wipe the floor or will wash Fantastic Four's first steps. I think everybody in this chat more or less agrees with you. Wait a second. Where did there's a marriage proposal back on the table? Okay.
What?
I need to cut out whatever's going on in the chat between Lenny and Fiona. I'm just gonna step right in and be like, there's and yes, Nelson, you and I, man, on the same page. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, undoubtedly, because it's like, I mean, like, I don't. The thing is, I've said this before. I want Fantastic Four to be good. We haven't gotten a good Fantastic Four movie unless you count The Incredibles, because as we all know, The Incredibles is the best Fantastic Four movie. But ew, gross. Oh my god. But it just like, Fantastic Four is a good property. It just, I think there's a lot there, and I like how they're going with like the retro futurism angle. They're going with the Silver Age angle. They're, taking back to the 60s. They're making it its own thing until they get inevitably introduced in Secret Wars. So like, fine. But I would love for it to be good. I like the cast. Like, even though Eben Moss-Bachrach is a fucking moron when it comes to practical effects, I think he's good for the role. I think they're all good for the role. Even though we've gotten a lot of Pedro Pascal in recent years, he's still a great actor. There's a reason why he's so popular, because he's like a down to earth dude, and he usually delivers. He's got the range. He's got a lot. So I would say, and Vanessa Kirby, she was great on The Crown. Joseph Quinn, he was great in Quiet Place Day One, Stranger Things, and I don't know. He looks like he's having a ball in Gladiator 2. That movie's probably gonna suck ass, but like, he looks like he's having fun. So, I want it to be good. I want both of them to succeed. Of course, I want Superman to succeed. I mean, hello there. Haha, see what you did there. But I mean, I love Superman, and I like a lot of aspects of Fantastic Four. I haven't read as much Fantastic Four, obviously, but like, I don't know. It's just like, it's a good concept, and I want the movie to be good. It's just like, I don't trust it at all, because it's like, as we joked, but it's still like a serious thing of like, Superman ended filming the same day Fantastic Four went into production. Like, that's alarming, to say the least. And it just shows like the well-oiled machine of Marvel is just starting to lose that oil. It's like the fucking like screws are popping out. There's like steam, there's a little bit of smoke. It's just like, and the repairman, he's taking a while. So it's like, I don't know. So I want it to be good, but I think Superman, especially if what we're going to get into soon enough in terms of the marketing, I think Superman is definitely going to win this one because I think enough people are like sick of the, dark Zack Snyder-esque BS that they're going to like, okay, let's see. And this looks so different, like, because we're getting like, oh, look, what's this, like, what's this Kingdom Come? Or they wouldn't know Kingdom, general audiences wouldn't know Kingdom Come, but they're like, ooh, what's this new fancy logo? And like, what's like this? And I think people sure are going to be sick of like the whole reboot angle because people are kind of sick of reboots, but I think enough people will be like curious and excited for it. So
yeah, I mean, hey, if we are nothing if not curious, here and also curious. There's just a lot of weirdness in the chat today. I don't know, like people are just on a thing. I appreciate it. The conversation. This is what this is exactly what the Discord server would be made of.
Oh yeah,
but
most definitely. We would get this all the fucking time on Discord. And Lenny, because I know you've mentioned that a couple times in the past, we are working on it. Don't worry. Temple mentioned it before. We're working on it, and it'll be, oh god, it would be very interesting. But we're both very busy right now, so it's probably gonna hopefully happen, as Dan said, sometime before Creature Commando. So, yeah, I mean, I'll take your word for it. I mean, I still need to read a lot of comics. Like, I started this book like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'm only like this much into it. Like,
oh my
like
god,
I'm
that's a
only
big
like,
book. Holy shit,
I'm
that's
only like,
huge.
yeah, it's Salem's Lot. It's fucking Stephen King, man. I will say the remake isn't getting great reviews, but I'm still excited to see it, and I still want to read the book. So, but yeah, that's how. I have the uncut version of The Stand, by the way, on my bookshelf, and that makes this look like nothing. So, there's that as well. But we're it's just like it's gonna be full of like Love on the Turnpike and people getting run over and all that shit. Honestly, if DC was owned by Disney, that would definitely happen. And then they would make them women, put a chick in it, make her lame and gay. Boom, there you go. As South Park would say. But yeah, joking aside, of course. But yeah, kind of honka honka. But yeah, I think this has just been going crazy. Going fucking crazy, guys. Anyway, but yeah. A lot of great ideas, a lot of interesting turns and stuff, but yeah. I don't know where to go from here. I'm just filibustering because I'm nervous now.
I don't
I'm
know,
nervous
like
with this chat.
This chat is just going wild tonight. Like Casey showed up and he's like, I just for a split second I thought the Rosa Blasi from the Thunder. That was
yes, Caleb, I know
yes.
exactly what you're talking about in terms of it.
Yes.
The ending of it. Less said about it, the better. Ugh. Anyway, I know exactly what you're talking about, buddy. I'm sorry that you had to. That's like kind of one of the reasons why I like if I read it, I'm not reading the last chapter because I know what's coming and I'm not fucking reading that shit. So I'll just be like, I know where it ends. I will leave it at that. So
yeah. Now, hey, speaking of the Superman discussion on our future Discord server, Superman, it looks like it's a movie that's going to be making a big splash at the box office because so far it's got the similar hype train behind it that the Batman did when it was being made. And look at what that movie did. I mean, it did make $1 billion, but it made more than enough to justify a whole universe of movies that are to come from it now.
The epic crime saga, as Dan loves to say.
Yeah, I didn't coin the term. It was Dylan Clark and Matt Reeves over at
I know,
DC,
but you just love that name so much, don't you, Dan?
It's Bex. It's like Pex with a B. It'll be like the Penguin epic crime saga, except it's the Batman. Anyway, I can't deal with it. So there's a new report out today from Jeremy Lopp on Twitter or X, as it's now known, formerly known as Twitter, talking about how Warner Brothers is planning a whole Barbie-Level promotional, what's in the industry known as P&A, promotions and advertising, or in general just known as marketing, there's a Barbie-level marketing campaign planned for Superman starting towards the end of this year, and they're gonna call it the Summer of Superman. The summer. Just let that sit with you for a second. It's gonna be the Summer of Superman. Um, what are your thoughts on this idea? And does this also tie together with what David Cornsweet recently hinted at, that they might be bringing something to the CCXP, like the Comic-Con in Brazil in December? Like, do you think that's where this hype train begins, or do you think we're gonna get something even sooner at New York Comic-Con? I mean, and then again, like the idea of Summer of Superman, what do you think that will involve? Like thinking back, especially to Barbie, if that's your reference point, what are we in
Yeah.
for?
I think we're like gonna be getting like just like really heavy-handed marketing, but like heavy-handed in a good way. Like we're gonna be getting, like the typical stuff. Um Temple's just really in on that fucking Condiment King train. Goddamn. Um I think we're gonna be getting like a lot of we're gonna like big Times Square advertisements, bit like on buses and on like taxi cabs, like all that stuff. But then I think we're gonna be getting like a lot of maybe like giveaways. I mean, I still think we're gonna be getting that Super Bowl commercial. I think that's the first major teaser we're gonna get, like an actual trailer, whether it's a teaser trailer or a trailer, whatever it is. I think that's like the big introduction of this Superman. Like that's what we're gonna get. I know David Cornsweet teased something for the Brazil comic convention. I forget the specific name of it. So we're gonna be getting something there, maybe like a quick like 10-second thing, maybe like a suit test, maybe like a more official looking version of suit. Because I mean, yeah, we got that top left picture, but like an actual like more like maybe like heroic looking version of the suit. And so I think we're like going to be like getting giveaways. There's going to be a lot of collaborations. Like I was just reading before. I know this is silly, but like SpongeBob and Wendy's are like doing something there for the upcoming SpongeBob movie, and they're selling Krabby Patties. Like there's that, and so I think like there's gonna be like like just like heavy like I don't remember everything about Barbie like in terms of the marketing, but like yes, correct, Josh. Um, but yeah, I think we're gonna be getting just a shit ton of like typical advertisements, but like maybe like giveaways. Maybe like we're gonna get like a tie-in comic. Maybe we're gonna get like a, and there was that video of like, Margot Robbie like going over like the Barbie Land set. Like there was like that featurette. They might be doing something like that, I think, and they're really just gonna pump this up. Maybe they'll like, oh, you get like every time you buy like this thing, you get a free mug, like, or you get a free cap, or like something like that. Or like
I
you
mean,
can like
yeah.
something like that.
I mean, it's also, we saw like with Superman, the Man of Steel, they had like a 7-Eleven, they had a Sears, they had like an IHOP, they had all these like product placements within the movie itself. And then I remember that back when that movie came out, like Walmart was giving away free early tickets to some people. Like they had like special sweepstakes. So like they had all kinds of kind of tie-ins, and Warner Brothers did a big marketing campaign around that too. Of course, the movie came out, and the audience reception wasn't as good as they expected it to be. But as far as this one goes, I'm already seeing they're working on like the toys, all the merchandise, like Legos. It's like Superman is already revving up the merchandising train, and that usually comes up before the movie sometimes is even done, right? Like this movie is still in post-production, but they're already working on making all the toy lines and everything, and that might include things that are not even in the movie. We have seen that happen in the past. But and then Casey saying we'll definitely get a prequel comic. Lenny saying I went to the toilet, sorry. Welcome back, Lenny. Fiona saying bring back the bulge. Yes, this chat is definitely imploding on itself. I am all for the bulge. I do not mind the bulge, but I think they're gonna want to hide it, which is fine. Josh saying they should have sold got meth for the marketing of Breaking Bad at Burger King. I don't think that would have been a good idea for Burger King. That would have been a very bad PR move on the part of Burger King. And would have definitely got them shut down by the government, no less, the people not going there, or the people going there, depending on if you're a fan of the drug or not, recreational or otherwise. Caleb saying, I could see them doing flash mobs all over Delaware, like dancers dressed up in suits, and then they tear them off and they're all in Superman costumes. Why would they do that in Delaware though? Like, it's, if anything, I would want to do that in
because
Cleveland or
Metropolis is
Cincinnati.
in Delaware. Remember, in this new continuity, remember they had those things. It was like, oh, welcome to
But
Metropolis,
dude,
Delaware.
okay, I get that, but nobody who's not paying attention to the behind the scenes stuff, unlike us, which the average person doesn't know that. I think it would make more sense if they
it'll
did
be
it in
less
Cincinnati or
suspecting
Cleveland.
because everyone's gonna suspect like New York or California. Nobody suspects fucking Delaware. So I think, and plus it's cheaper. So like they could like pull that off.
Just saw this comment. That's so perfect.
No, that's gonna be in
the shot right there. Now I'll zoom into this.
Okay, we don't need to see
right there
bulge, but
I'm just like, I don't know. Do we need that? Like, because it's sort of like, what function does it serve other than to highlight the fact that Superman's got some padding there potentially to make this movie a little.
I hate to break it to you, but every man on planet Earth has a dick and balls. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to hide that. Like, obviously, like in camera, they're gonna probably do some like cropping out. They're gonna like smooth it down a little bit so we don't see David Corn Sweat's schwanz in our fucking faces all the time. But I'm sorry, it's just like, it's like a woman who has really big breasts, and it's like she's like, I can't put them anywhere. What do you want me to do? So it's like it makes sense. Like if it's like he has a big package. Like I don't know what to really say about that.
Yeah, and that's so. I just remember that conversation was so good. Oh my god, I gotta be teared up and like.
But no, Ron, that's gonna be in the porn parody. Not by Axel Braun because he's retired, as we all know. He's like, because Axel Braun's a dickhead. But that's gonna be in the porn parody, guys.
I see what you did there, John. John ranting about Superman's balls. That's great. Wow. Lenny's like, don't leave me. I'm not above begging to charge your phone. Okay. Delaware would be a pretty interesting choice, Casey. I agree with you there. So yeah, that would be very interesting. Wow, this Lenny and okay, Superman soundtrack is going to be fire. Okay, thank you, Nelson, for bringing us a little further back to the conversation at hand. Let me ask you this: like Nelson's making a good point. The Superman soundtrack is going to be great. What do you think? Like, they're going to borrow something from like the John Williams soundtrack? Do you think we're going to get any kind of like homages to even the Man of Steel soundtrack?
I don't want them to
do something completely new, like with the Batman. Like they did something completely different. Do you think this is going to be similar in that way?
I mean, the last
uniquely different
2 times that we've gotten an ode to the John Williams theme was in Superman Returns, which not a lot of people liked, and then in Justice League, which again not a lot of people liked. So I don't think they would want too much, but I mean, I don't see them like not doing that, but I think they might do like an ode. Obviously, they're doing odes to that in general, but I think they might have like a couple like sound cues here and there. But I think mostly it's just. But I would love to see like a woodwind heavy score because I mean we've gotten like the John Williams theme is heavy on brass. The Hans Zimmer theme is heavy on percussion, and I feel like Superman would kind of fit with like the lighter airiness of like a woodwind instrument, like the flutes, clarinets, and then in order to like give it that extra oomph, maybe like a little bit of like a bombastic like sax, because a saxophone is a woodwind. I know not a lot people think it's brass, it's a woodwind. I would know. I fucking played the damn thing for like 6 years, so yes, I would. Yes, Josh, honka honka, baby, let's go. back at it again with the good takes, but Learning to Fly, that would be, oh god, that would be amazing. And I don't want James Gunn to rely on pop hits too much, like popular hits too much, but I would like to see that. That would be awesome. What? What? Who's Adam? What? You're muted.
Sorry, yeah, no, Lenny corrected herself. She meant Dan's girl. I had to break it to you. Fiona is right back there. So
Yeah.
but anyway, so Temple saying Peacemaker about to show up in Superman and peace all over Superman. I don't know if that's gonna be how that's gonna go down. Although I mean, maybe Deadshot could show up. But was it Deadshot? What was the name of the character that Idris Elba played? Because
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport. Do you think
Yeah.
Bloodsport shot this Superman, or did he shoot Henry Cavill Superman?
I don't give a fuck. It was stupid anyway. So I think let's just say Henry Cavill, because that's when the movie was made. The DCEU was still canon, so let's just go with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I think that the new soundtrack should be something that is unique and iconic in its own right. It shouldn't be something that is, Superman rock theme. Casey's suggesting. I wouldn't mind a rock theme because Superman.
Yeah, I wouldn't want something too heavy, but that would be awesome.
So
yeah.
Wow, Temple, really? You're gonna go there? How the turntables.
How the turntables. Watchers just enjoying the hell out of this.
Yeah, the Watcher Wild Stream tonight. I'm confused. You're in Scotland. No, Fiona is from Scotland, Lenny. She lives in the US. But we may or may not go to Scotland in the near or not too distant future. We cannot tell you when or how or for why. But yeah. Name 5 adapted characters you would like to see in the DCU. Casey,
the question is number 1.
Name 5. Okay. Name 5 unadapted. Sorry, I misread that. I think Question would be fantastic. I also want to see
Jessica Cruz.
Jessica Cruz. I think I'll give me all the lanterns, like all the lanterns that we haven't seen
yet. Snowflame.
Martian Manhunter. The most
Snowflame.
underrated character.
Well, technically, he was adapted already in Smallville and the Snyderverse.
No. I want a proper $150 million.
They're saying unadapted. They're saying unadapted in general.
Fine.
So the question's never been adapted.
Static Shock. Give me a live action Static Shock. That's what I would like to see.
Well, it's just Static, but I'm a stickler for that sort of thing. But yeah, Static, Jessica Cruz. Icon would be awesome.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, the chat tonight is wild.
Snowflame would be great.
Ron
Hitman would be
Braveheart.
awesome. Hitman would be pretty awesome. But yeah.
Yeah. Green Arrow wasn't adapted to the big screen. That would be one I would like to see a Green Arrow project. And there might already be something Green Arrow in the works behind the scenes. So that, I mean, there's been rumors of that. So I'm sorry, Lainey. But
Plastic Man.
You can still be friends with Fiona. That's okay. Ron saying Plastic Man.
Temple.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going in with the Condiment King.
Condiment King.
The
Hawkman, Hawkgirl,
inmates are
story.
taking over the asylum. Yeah.
Yes, that's pretty. That happened a while ago. We were just at this point along for the ride. So Caleb getting us back on track. Either James Gunn is going to be the stripper marketing for what? He'll just play fight song at SDCC. Okay, all right. I thought that was a good comment. It's not, but it's halfway good. It's whatever. Characters that have never been adapted ever. Animation 2. Okay, Casey's saying he's upping the stakes. So 5 characters that have never been adapted in animation or live action. The question technically was in the Batman the Animated Series, no? Or was he also?
He was in the jail. He was in Justice League Unlimited. He was in Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
Not at all. So I would say Snowflame. He's never been adapted. Hitman, never been adapted at all. Boom.
I want to see Codpiece adapted. I think Codpiece would be
yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would say Matter Eater Lad, or because I mean, Arm Fall Off Boy has technically been adapted if we're talking about Nathan Fillion, but Matter Eater Lad definitely.
Yeah.
I would say I'm Hugo Strange because I have the glasses for it. I'm bald and I have glasses.
Okay,
And
then I guess I'm Scarecrow, and then Harley Quinn is somewhere in the back you can't see.
I
Firefly,
don't
Temple
I
says.
don't normally wear these because if I wear my glasses with my headphones, it makes my head hurt after a while. So that's why I don't wear my glasses when I'm
Yeah.
on screen. Plus, I don't really they're for distance, so I don't need to have them. But yeah, this is me with my glasses on, guys. I look like a total fucking dork. I need to get new lenses though because these are like 4 years old. So I keep forgetting to make an eye appointment.
Hunter Iggy asking, what are your thoughts on like a Five for Fighting Superman song?
Oh
know.
yeah, the Five for Fighting song. Yeah. I mean that was like popular for the time. I don't know if I would want to
but
hear
here's the
that in a
thing.
movie.
It's actually a legitimate question. So James Gunn has done a great job with the soundtracks for the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Do you think that we're gonna get a very orchestral soundtrack for this movie, or are they gonna do a lot of pop music, or is it gonna be a mix of the two?
I would like to see more orchestral from James Gunn. I think like he's definitely respecting a lot with this Superman because he like at first he was like, I'm you know, um he was like, I wasn't ready, now I'm ready, and I think what I have in mind might actually like really work here, and he's giving it a lot of respect. So I think they are going to um I think he's gonna like it's not he might like have like a couple here and there, but I think it's gonna be orchestral heavy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm into it. I mean, but like if they were to adapt or not adapt, but if they were to have songs in there,
Hmm.
what are some of the ones that you would want to see?
I mean, whoever mentioned learning to fly, that would be a banger. I would love to see I would love to see a Metallica song to show like because I mean it's canon. It is canon that Superman loves Metallica. So I'd love to see like And Justice for All, like just kind of sneak in there somewhere. Like it would be really ouch. But yeah, I think
Sorry, Lenny. Please don't leave
poor
us.
Lenny, she's so heartbroken right now. I'm so sorry. But yeah, no, I know that feel. It's just like being hopelessly in love with someone, and then it turns out they're with a partner. It's just like, damn, that sucks.
It sounds like an experience you can relate to, John.
Yeah, a lot, unfortunately. Anyway, let's not talk about my love life. Anyway, Starman, yes, I would love to see Starman by David Bowie. I'd love to see but I would love to see yeah, Metallica song, preferably in Justice for All, but I think like other ones could work, like The Unforgiven can work as well. But it just like because it's canonical, I would love to see it. Like I have like a scene in my head where it's like I don't know, like it's Lois, Clark, and Jimmy, like maybe they're driving somewhere for a story and like it's like quiet in the car, they're just kind of chatting, and then he's like and then Clark's just like, oh, I'm gonna put on some music, is that cool? And then like Lois like kind of laughs, she's like, and she thinks he listens because he's like from Smallville. I don't want to listen to fucking country or like smooth jazz or whatever dorky ass music you listen to. And then he just cranks up like what would have like a really good like Dragula by Rob Zombie, just like a hard opening, and then like he jacks it up, and then both Lois and Jimmy like look at him like, where the fuck did this come from? And then he's just like kind of, and then just like he's just like, and he's like kind of like mindlessly like miming the lyrics, and he's just like bobbing his head, and they're like, what the
fuck? Yeah,
that would be. I would love to see that so badly.
Yeah, there's some great. I love so many of these options. I think this would be. I mean, I wish they can fit all of these songs in there. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see more rock music because Superman is a fan. So I'd love to see more of that. Lenny's like, Dan, I liked you once. You stole my girl.
Ouch.
The drama in the chat today, guys. It's like the days of our lives happening in
Oh
the
yeah,
chat.
Days of Our Lives, like
It's
Sex in the
just
City, fucking General Hospital, Pretty Little Liars, just like the amount of drama in this chat is like I think Josh, he already used Mr. Blue Sky, so I don't think he would go for that, but it would be mimicking Guardians 2 so much. But if they use the Starman in any other than a Starman project, I would literally lose it. But okay, I understand that, but like the fact that like there is like there's like the famous meme with Superman and they play Starman, I think that would be like kind of a nice cute thing. But like yeah, I would like to I would love to see whether it's Jack Knight or Ted Knight or whatever one. I would love to see that I would love to see like Starman. That would be great. But like or the Starman from the Legion of Superheroes, Tom Keller, I think his name is. There's a lot of Starmen in the comics, so like I'm thinking of like the Knights, Ted Knight and Jack Knight and David Knight for like 2 seconds and then it gets shot. But yeah, Jack Knight movie with Starman in the like David Bowie. I would like to see that, but like I would still also like to see it in a Superman movie because I think James Gunn is aware of that. So I'd love to see that inserted in there. But yeah, I don't think they would do that. It would be too much like the opening to Guardians 2, which is, by the way, one of the best openings to any Marvel movie like ever. That was amazing. There is a reason why Guardians 2 is my favorite MCU movie, so there's that.
I mean, I thought the music in the first Guardians movie was better for my taste, but
oh yeah,
I mean, I've heard it both ways. It depends on which set of music you preferred more. I think the second movie had music that was closer to James Gunn's heart and who he is as a person, whereas the first one was more picks that were like really popular from that era that Peter Quill would have been, listening to back when he was on Earth. Temple asking about the favorite top 5 Batman villains list. I mean, hey, Hugo Strange, Scarecrow, Two-Face, Penguin, Riddler are great. I think my top 5 would be Joker. I would want to put in there the Penguin. I would want to put in there Bane. Then I would probably bring in Ra's al Ghul, and then I would do Vandal Savage. I think those are my 5.
Vandal Savage is more of a Justice League Wonder Woman villain, but like, yeah, he kind of counts.
Count him. I can kind of count. I'm gonna count him.
I don't know what I haven't thought about it. Like, I mean, I love Joker. Like, obviously, Joker's great. I do like the Riddler. I love the Arkham City variant, even though those fucking Riddler trophies maybe want to put a gun to my head, but I do love Riddler. Penguin's good. Like he's not one of my favorites. He's a great villain, but like I wouldn't say like, oh my god, he's one of the best. But I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Like yeah. I could see it like playing. I could see it being this either that or the second song in the credits, like the one that nobody hears because everyone's gone, or unless people are waiting for a post-credit scene. But I could see that happening as well. But I think I don't know. I do like Hugo Strange. Rachel Ghoul's okay. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Like I really like Joker. I really like Bane too. Like I know everyone's like, oh, Deathstroke is the antithesis of Batman. I'm like, have you heard of Bane? Fuck you. So there's that. I'm trying to think of ones that haven't been adapted. Like Black Mask is a cool villain. I really want to see Two-Face like done proper. Like Aaron Eckhart was great. Don't get me wrong, but like I want to see like where Two-Face is the main villain of the movie. Like that's what I want to see. Scarecrow's fun. I would like to see like newer ones. Like Anarchy's a cool villain. Although he's kind of like anti-hero-ish. I would like to see Dollmaker. Dollmaker could be cool. but yeah, there's Mr. Freeze is great. Like I would say, yeah, Mr. Freeze is probably top 5. Yeah, I don't know what my top 5 would be specifically, but Mr. Freeze would be up there. Bane would probably be up there. Joker's obviously like number 1. I know I'm a normie bitch. But yeah, he is overrated, but like there is a reason why they keep using him because he's fucking great. You know, I'm assuming where I am. But yeah,
That'd
I
be a
don't know
perfect
like
fit. I mean,
distinctly.
it's in the name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good comment there by Jojit. I think that would be a good one as well. Owlman is an antithesis. I can't say that word. He's an antithesis of Batman, but also F Batman who laughs. Lenny processing her grief in the chat is like some of the. I don't know. Like
I like feel bad, but at the same time, it's a little funny.
Lenny, my phone is dead. Is my hand in the chat? I can't tell.
No, they can't see you. It's Fiona will try to flirt with you once her phone wakes back up. It's charging.
And you know the fact that she's like has an illness and is like slowly dying right now also doesn't help matters either.
Yeah, that's also fair. That's fair. Sorry, Lenny. It's we'll have to give it a few minutes here, but Casey wants to see Anarchy in the Outlaws. I'm not familiar with that. Do you know what that is?
What's the Outlaws?
Is that
Well, I know Red Hood in the Outlaws. Like that was like the anti-Trinity. Like you had Red Hood, who was the Batman of the group, Artemis, who was the Wonder Woman of the group, and then Bizarro, who's the Superman of the group. I would love to see a Red Hood in the Outlaws movie. Like that would be really fun. Honestly, I would want to fucking see that more than Dynamic Duo. Like fuck it. I don't Dacre Montgomery as Red Hood, Karen Gillan as Artemis, and then like I don't know, just anybody as Bizarro, like Andy Serkis because he's good at CGI stuff. Like I would say CGI Bizarro, but yeah.
Yeah, Lenny's like, I think if you see my gorgeousness, you will return to the UK henceforth, and we will move to Ireland and find John an Irish wife and have lovely cottages next to each other. That's great. That's great. Somehow I'm the one who gets left out in the dark.
Poor Dan gets like cucked out of this relationship. So like, you know, it's he just watches. He's just like he's in the cuck chair. He's just
how did that happen? By the way, Batman has entered the picture. Batman is
the official Batman. Oh my god, he's here.
I think so. I think Batman is here. Hello, Batman. How are you doing today? We're talking about your favorite. I mean, our favorite villains of the top 5. I mean, there's Antonio, Joker, Riddler, Bane, Hush, Court of Owls. I mean, we're basically seeing we're about to see Court of Owls. We've seen all the other ones already. The Watcher giving us his picks. Let me put those up for a second. I mean, hey, that's what we're talking about right now, but we're gonna hopefully wrap up soon. I mean, I don't know how we got onto Batman because we were talking about how there's Barbie-Level.
We're talking about Superman. He's on the screen. Like
he's on the screen.
Oh yes, Josh, Crazy Quill. Yes, let's fucking go. Let's go. Crazy Quill and Polka Dot Man team up. Let's go. And then throw Rainbow Raider in there. Just like the gayest team ever. And then they have I know Rainbow Raider's I think he's a Flash villain, but yeah, he's Flash or Legion of Superheroes. I don't remember. But yeah, just get like the most colorful, gayest supervillains, and then just boom, have them fight Batman.
Yeah.
Interesting choice. Curious about Rainbow Raider.
Josh saying hello, Bruce Wayne. Wow, Josh, you already gave away his secret identity. That
is a Flash villain.
Sorry, Batman. We ruined your secret identity there. Wow. Okay, Fiona's like, this is the beginning of. Okay, that's great. That's great. My villain arc. Dan is definitely my antagonist. Okay, Lenny.
Fiona, as long as your she shed doesn't get struck by lightning. They destroyed my she shed. Anyway,
Batman saying, I am fine. This chat reminds me of Arkham Asylum, though. I am sure Riddler is somewhere as well.
That's
no. That was not how it was supposed to go.
No, that's not how it's supposed to go. Yeah, just having an autistic bitch fit. That's
Oh
how I
my
want to see
god.
the Riddler.
Okay. Yeah, no, we started off well before we got on the show. We were like, I was born in the dark,
Not
molded by
from
it.
the mascara. I think you're probably on your phone right now, and it got auto corrected to mascara. Yeah, whoopsies.
Yeah, the mascara. That's sorry. I just read that. A crazy quilt. Are you guys bringing a crazy quilt? Is that I don't even. I
No,
didn't know that was a
that's a
thing.
villain.
That's
Yeah,
the villain.
crazy quilt, polka dot man, rainbow raider. They're all very colorful villains. And then I know, Dr. Light. He has the light spectrum. I think that there was like a team with them in the comics. I think. Yeah. Oh, 10-eyed man. Yes, let's go, 10-eyed man. Let's fucking go, guys. We got to do it, 10-eyed man. And he's exactly what you think he is. He just has 10 eyes on his fingers. Like he got blinded by the war. I think it was like Vietnam or something like that. So he went to some back alley doctor and put eyes on his fingers. That was like it was his villain origin story. And that was I swear to God. I swear
It's
to
so
God.
stupid. That's so
It's so fucking
ridiculous.
stupid. Like it's ridiculous. Hold on.
From the 60s. The Watcher is saying it's from the 60s.
It's from the
Batman
60s.
saying
Okay. Okay. So
Batman saying
yeah.
I've been to Themyscira, never knew there were that sexist there before. I
Actually,
don't know
10-eyed
Batman.
man was from the 70s. It was 1970, and yeah, he lost his he lost his eyesight in the war in Vietnam, and then yeah. And then he became a man-bat villain. All right. Yeah, but yeah, fucking
Now Lenny's planning to Lenny, I have evidence of this conspiring to kill. I will bring charges in advance if you continue on this plan.
yeah.
I just love the arc that Lenny and Fiona have been going on. All of us actually. She offered
Yeah.
to get you an Irish wife again.
Yeah.
No,
It's very
Fiona, we do not
interesting.
have that conversation. Stop typing. Anyway, Dr. Fate. What about the terrible trio? Apparently, those are real Batman villains. Who are the terrible trio? Somebody let me know. Yeah, Dan is part of the asylum. I am now, apparently.
Yeah.
I do not want to kill you, Lenny. Stop throwing out the allegations. The cat is definitely turning into the Arkham Asylum today. I don't want to become Dr. Balls. I mean, like
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. Are you talking about the bulge
There's
again?
the shot right there. Now I'll zoom into this. That
Okay, we don't need to see
right there.
bulge, but
I'm just like, I don't know. That short is on the channel. You guys can go watch that later. But wow, today's
sorry,
show is
I've just had like a
crazy.
pimple under my beard, and that's what I've been like fidgeting with under my beard. If people have noticed, so I apologize about that. Just like this, I've had this like massive pimple on my fucking beard for like 3 weeks, and it's fucking annoying the shit out of me, and I can't pop it.
That's great, John. That's exactly what live shows are for, to pop
Yeah.
pimples on your beard. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just like I guess I get hyper fixated, and then like I fidget. So
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, Ron is like laugh my ass off. That seems to be the theme. Nelson. Nelson's got a good question. We were talking about it earlier. There was Sears, 7-Eleven, IHOP, all those things in Man of Steel. Which fast food franchise do you think they're gonna have market Superman? Like, who should get involved? He wants to see a great Superman themed burger.
I
Who would
want to
make a
see
good
Wendy's,
Superman
because
burger?
Wendy's is the goat of fast food. That just like I know they're already doing the thing with SpongeBob right now, but like I want to see Wendy's. Wendy's is the goat. I don't care what anybody says. Or Popeyes. Popeyes is great. What other? Burger King's pretty good. Not McDonald's. McDonald's could fucking suck a dick. They haven't been good since like the 90s. So Chick-fil-A, they're homophobic. Fuck them. what other good? I mean, we have
just good old Mickey D's. Why not? Let's go on Mickey D's.
fuck Mickey. D. Plus, Mickey D's fucked with the Batman Returns toy line, so like fuck them.
Fair. Okay, that's fair.
You could do a pizza joint like Domino's. I hate Domino's, but like, throw a pizza thing in there, and then. But I would say Wendy's. Yeah, honestly, I actually. I think it was. Yeah, last year I actually finally tried a Whopper. I know it's crazy with how fat I am. You think I would have tried a Whopper at some point, but no, I
You
actually
mean
tried it
that's
last
not
year.
what the Whopper did to you? Okay.
And no, this was just my inability to not move. I just don't exercise. So, yes, Ron, thank you with the great takes. Popeyes is love. Chick-fil-A can fucking suck a dick. Although they wouldn't suck a dick if they were a man because they hate gay people. So fuck them. Popeyes is the GOAT. So, I don't care what anybody says. Dairy Queen's good. I've never had like a full Dairy Queen. I've only had their like blizzards and ice cream and stuff. I haven't had their like actual food. But yeah, I would say Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen's pretty damn good. Although I think Dan knows what I'm talking about. Maybe. I don't think you live close enough, but maybe Duchess. They would never, but like
Dutch, I don't know if they have enough of a presence.
They don't.
Like,
they don't.
It'd have to be very
They
regional,
don't at
I
all.
know.
Like it's literally fucking like in 2 districts in our state, and that's it. In 2
I'm just saying
and there's like
very
14
regional
restaurants.
Yeah.
So
like,
I mean, I would love to see it, but like I'm
regional.
just saying I'm just talking about generally like great fast food. Duchess is definitely up there. So
Hey,
Shake Shack.
look,
Shake Shack's great.
Dude, I was at Fiona and I were at a Shake Shack earlier today. I think
Yeah.
Shake Shack would
I've
be
never
great.
had In-N-Out. I know all the California people are probably going to lose their minds, but I haven't been to California in like 15 years. I've never heard of Zaxby's, although I have heard Bojangles is really good chicken too. Church's Chicken is good as well. Yeah, now we're just talking about chicken, guys. We are talking about all the chicken.
I think
talking about food.
I don't know,
I'm
Watcher.
cool with that.
This stream got derailed a long time ago. Now we're just, flying off whatever side of the building, wherever we were. We're not there anymore. Nelson's like, their flamethrower burger is fire.
I'll take one of your girls. Not Talia, because she's a rapist, so we're not going to deal with that. And Harley Quinn, I know technically counts as part of the Bat family. Fuck that. I don't want Harley Quinn. I'll take one of the lesser ones. I'll take Silver St. Cloud. I'll go with that one. Vicky Vale, maybe. But yeah, I know you got your, paws filled with Catwoman, but like I'll take Silver St. Cloud. Maybe Julie Madison. But yeah, thanks, Batman. I appreciate that. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Nelson.
I'll take your word
Red
for
Robin.
it, but I haven't tried it, so I don't know. No, Red Robin kind of count. Well, I mean, it's
okay.
It's a chain, but like, yeah. Honestly, hot take: Buffalo Wild Wings fucking sucks. I went there a couple times, and their chicken is nasty.
Dude, I mean, Nelson, you and I gotta
Zaxby's
catch up
near
on
me,
Red
so
Robin sometime.
I can't. Maybe where's my okay? I've heard of Zaxby's. Oh, there's also
I want to try one now.
What's the chicken with like the sauce, like Cane's? I know everyone goes ape shit over Cane's. Yeah, it's another one, and then what's another? I'm looking at the Zaxby's place right now, and I just want to see where the closest one is to me. No results.
Now you're looking up restaurant. Guys, by the way, while you are watching, please hit the like button. That really helps us out. I feel like today's show has been just all over the place.
Yeah. I don't know where the nearest Zaxby's chicken is, but
that's great. Now we're just doing crazy stuff. Do you want me to search for you, John? Let's do a live search on the air. We're gonna go for Zaxby's near CT because I don't want to dox you on the internet, John.
I mean, you already pretty much doxed me by revealing my last name and my state, so I mean, it's fine.
there's you don't think
Talia
there's
has
more
fucked like
Johns?
half
And
of the
I don't
Bat
know.
family, so it's fine.
I guess there's no Zaxby's in Connecticut. Is there no Zaxby's in Connecticut?
The
John?
only
I
one
don't
that
know, man.
appears here is Atlanta.
Oh,
Is there?
well,
Is it
I don't
only
know
in
if we can even
Atlanta?
make it that far. I do have some friends in Atlanta. Maybe we can get down to Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll
Yeah,
make
we'll
the
make
trip
it.
out of
We'll write it off as it'll be a tax write-off. It's fine. It'll be a write-off for the show.
Yeah, we'll just do a tax. We'll do a
I
tax
will say
write-off
this
on the
looks
flight,
good.
the
They have
hotel,
like
and
chicken
everything.
finger tacos and then like bacon ranch loaded fries. Yeah, this looks good. I mean, I'll take your word for it, but like we just can't. We're not near a Zaxby's, so sorry, my man. But
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind for the future. I wanna try just for you. You know,
Yeah.
it is a very long time. What's your a big
DC.
belly burger, of course.
I mean, Ron, DC. What is favorite DC fast food? What was the ice cream that they had advertised in the? It's gonna be in the movie. Do you remember, John? Like there was some ice cream ads in the Superman set.
Yeah, I forget.
What is it like? Somebody let us know, man. Oh, Tesco meal deal. Yeah, Fiona, I can relate to that. I mean, I used to get Tesco when I lived in Manchester. Like Tesco meal deal, going to Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda. Lenny, I'm sure you will appreciate. Nando's though is also good. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Oh wow, now Batman's just going off in the chat. God, Batman, we have missed you so greatly. Where's Superman at? Superman must be sleeping. It's late at night. I mean, that Superman does not stay up late. He works a day job. It makes sense. So, yeah. God, yeah. Sorry, Batman. That's rough. That's rough. That's rough. Fiona sends her condolences. Sorry that happened to you. KC with I think John is just completely distracted now by food.
Sorry, I'm
so
still looking at Zaxby's. Shut up. All right.
That's great. That's great.
So so New York, it's coming soon. It's coming soon to New York. So when they come to New York, we'll hop on a train and we'll try some Zaxby's just for you.
Yes, we
Okay.
will. Yeah. Yep. Now Ron is just like Superman is super doing Lois. Thank you. Yes. I mean, I don't know about in this movie whether that's.
I mean, there's a
happening or
reason
not.
he's called the Man of Steel.
That's great.
Talking about his penis. He got that super dong.
Right. That's exactly what the bulge is for. That's why we have the bulge. Yeah. Oh yeah, that makes sense, Batman. The streets are clear. Alfred's asleep, so you don't have anyone to play chess with.
I thought Alfred was dead. Didn't he die? Didn't Bane kill him?
It depends on which version of Batman we're talking about. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, if you're the Robert Pattinson one, I would assume you'd be on like Reddit or something, or like a Discord mod. That's the vibe I get from Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Yeah. Out in the dark, it's a criminal.
Lenny
everywhere.
Lenny with the banger takes. This is why we keep you around, Lenny. You got those banger takes. Bitsy Tulloch is my favorite Lois Lane. Tyler Hoechlin might be my favorite Superman, in all honesty. Like, I hated him at one point, but now he's just the GOAT in my eyes. He's just like perfect. So,
by the way, Casey asking you that question, John. Do you have any? I don't know about this story, but
that wouldn't shock me. Catwoman's a fucking slut, but that's I mean, a lot of chicks that Batman fucks are sluts, so but that's how it is.
Yeah, what happens at night must stay in the night. Josh, best Joker is Jared Leto. Okay, that's great.
Wait, hang on. I didn't wait. Is Val Kilmer like bisexual or something? My dad was vacation. Okay, interesting. I didn't think is Val Kilmer like? I thought he was married, has a wife. Is he bisexual? I didn't know that if he was.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, that makes sense because he was Bruce Wayne at one point. He's got the Riz for it, so like,
yeah,
it works.
Yeah. Batman's like, I don't even like Jared Leto's Joker. Well, there you have it. The Batman's like, Sorry, it didn't do it for me. But I mean, hey, Pete Holmes, if he becomes Batman, then yeah, I prefer
Jared Leto.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, the chat is going crazy tonight, but it's almost midnight on the East Coast. And Lenny, to let you know, Fiona is asking me to shut it down for the night. So we're going to do that. But otherwise, I'll be in a lot of trouble. And, she's got some healing up to do as well. So Summer of Superman, that was a big story. I mean, that's hopefully starting this December at CCXP. David Cornswood already sort of hinted at it. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of, marketing from maybe even New York Comic Con, October 19th, James Gunn presenting it for Creature Commandos. Maybe he might give us some hints on Superman. And then from there on, I mean, if they're going to do Barbie-level marketing, I think they killed it. That movie was the highest grossing movie of the year. Then that bodes well for Superman. It might wash Fantastic Four as well along the way. And if it does the kind of business at the box office that Barbie did, then it could be the highest grossing movie of the year. But yeah, on that note, guys, let us know in the comments. Today's chat is as much
Chaotic as we want it to be.
as anything of the whole quote from Two-Face. Because Lenny basically
honestly, and that makes more sense. Travolta definitely seemed a closeted gay man, but not like this is a bad thing. But it just that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, Caleb has a hot dad, guys. He is a DILF apparently. So good for Caleb's dad. But yeah.
I mean, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain, and that seems to be what has happened to me, according to Lenny on this stream. That's also what seems to have happened to the whole stream, because the stream should have probably died a hero, but it lived long enough to become a villain, because we went completely off the rails. But hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Take care. Have a good rest of your night, evening, morning, wherever you are watching from, and across the UK and Scotland and Ireland and in somewhere in Asia, whether you're in Europe or Africa or South America or North America, wherever you are across the US. Thanks so much for checking us out. If you haven't already, hit that like button and then hit the subscribe button if you haven't, because we do this 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. We'll be back tomorrow with more. And hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. Usually we go live later in the day, but sometimes you could go live in the afternoon, depending on when Angelina, Catriona, Bridget, or Liz, or any of the other team members are available. But John and I, we are night owls. That's why we have Batman in the chat.
They call me Owl Man.
All right, guys. Well, have a good rest of your night. We will see you next time. Sorry, Lenny. Again, I'm sorry. It's just you never had
nature of the beast.
It's just the nature of the beast. That's what it is. We'll see you next time on another episode of DCU Daily.